So to get right into the setup, I already have the Akai Force connected to power, and the audio is going out to my mixer, and I have the blofeld connected to power, and the audio of that's going out into my mixer as well. The next thing that needs to be done is you need to connect your MIDI cable. So with the Akai Force, you need to use this adapter so you can connect this into the output of the Akai Force. So once your MIDI cable is connected to the MIDI out of the Akai Force, you need to take the other end of the MIDI cable, put it into the input of the blofeld, just like so. And once you go ahead and put that in there, your hardware is all set up. All right, so before I mess with the Akai Force, I want to show you the settings that you need to get into inside of the blofeld. So if you push Shift and the button right above it, that's going to take you into multi-timbral mode. And you can see that there are different multi-timbral options you have. And right there is an M, so I'm on M010. Now you can see here, this is an init multi. I'm going to go one up just to make sure it's actually a init multi. Because if it's a init multi, then all your MIDI tracks are already laid out 1 through 16. Okay. If you go into here, okay, so this is in the edit. All right, so if you go in here and go ahead and go to your edit, I'm just going to go ahead and turn this. And we can see we got the volume for each individual part here. So it's 1 through 16. Okay, and this is the volume in the pan. If you keep going, right here it says the different channels. So right here are the MIDI channels. So it's MIDI channel 1 through 16. So this is why I picked the init, because it's already set up 1 through 16. You could change these channels however you want. You can see I changed, the number 1 multi to channel 2. You could change it to MIDI channel 3, 4, all the way to 16, whatever you want. But what I'm going to do is just keep it, default. Okay, so this is the init. So once that's set up, I'm just going to come back so you can see right here. I'm on part 1 sound, and this is the sound, what it is. It's A001. Now, if you take your attention over to the Force, I'm going to go ahead and open an empty project. Once the empty project is loaded, you really don't need these. So if I'm just going to go ahead and push Shift and delete, or just hold delete, and then I'm going to push down here at the bottom and delete them. I'm just going to add 16 different MIDI tracks. And to be honest, 16 is overkill, but I want to show you, that it can be done. So what I'm going to do is push MIDI. You can see how that's set up there. So a simple way to copy this over is actually, there's a button on the side that says copy. So I want to press copy. I want to press 1 to 2, and then I want to press copy 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. And it's going to just straight copy those over. All right, and to be honest, I'm just going to stop at 8. Just know that you could actually put this up to 16. I'm going to stop at 8. So the first one here, if you double tap into that, this is MIDI 1. You can change the color here. So if you didn't want to get confused or whatever, if you think the same colors are going to, be a problem, you could change the color right there. You could transpose right there. Okay, MIDI port, there's only one MIDI port. Okay. Now MIDI channel, this is important. So you could change the MIDI channel. So the first track is MIDI channel 1. I'm just going to leave it right there. All right, so if you remember, on the blofeld, the first part in the multi is on MIDI channel 1. So this MIDI track is going to correlate with that MIDI channel. Now let me show you. If I push notes, now this track is actually controlling the blofeld on that channel. And if I press here on the next track and select it, it's going to do the same. Because remember, we just copied that same MIDI track over and over again. So we have to actually change some of the settings. So I'm going to go into MIDI track 2. And again, you could change the color, whatever, all right, so the colors change right there. Now this is the important part, MIDI channel 2. So that's going to be MIDI channel 2. Tap into the next one. Put the MIDI track 3 to MIDI channel 3. Tap into the next one, MIDI channel 4. Tap into the next one. This is MIDI channel 5. Tap into the next one. This is MIDI channel 6, and so on. All right. And 8. Again, let me just show you. MIDI channel goes all the way up to 16. So there's 16 parts in the blofeld. You can have 16 different MIDI channels here. I'm going to keep it on 8. All right, so now it's set up 1 through 8. What I'm gonna do is select the first one. All right, so at this point, it's already set up. So what you gotta do is go from here and just pick the sounds that you want. And you do that by tapping into there. Okay, and right here it says MIDI program change is off. If I untick that, I can actually change the different MIDI programs. So if I push this, all right, so that's the first program. Okay, the program A001 over here is actually MIDI program change 0. So if I put it on MIDI program change 1, A002, it changes to, which is that sound. Now I can keep changing it. All right, so eventually I'll find a sound that I want. Now, on the blofeld, there are actually different banks. And I'll show you here, if I untick this, MIDI bank off, so this is new and version 3.0.2, I can actually select different MIDI banks. So it's on 0, and if you look at the screen on the blofeld, this says A. So if I change it to 1, it's gonna say B. If I change it to 2, it's gonna say C, etc. It's gonna go all the way up to H. So H is the highest one. So if you keep changing the MIDI bank, it's not gonna do anything over here. All right, so I'm gonna keep it on 0 for the second and just kind of show you down the line. So the sound right here, that's MIDI channel 1 for the moment. Okay, and then MIDI channel 2, if I select that, it's already selected, is back to the default. Now let me show you. If I hold down play and push over, with love is default. So I can change the program right here. So just a random one. Okay, and I can keep changing them. And you can keep going through. So that was the second one. So the third one, you want to make sure it's on channel 3. The fourth one is channel 4, channel 5, channel 6, channel 7, and channel 8. So all the MIDI tracks are set, okay? So is this actually going to work? Are you actually able to hear multiple sounds out of the blofeld? Yes, let me show you. So I want to pick a bass for this one. Let's go into, and actually let me go to here where you can see the different banks. All right, so I want to pick bank F. Okay, and then I want to pick program. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pick this particular program. I'm going to push shift and octave down. So now I got a bass, okay? So I do want to give you an example to show you it's actually multitimbral. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and go to the next track. So you can see this is the next track, and then I'm going to select a sound. So you can see this is on MIDI channel 2, and I want to pick a different program. I want to take MIDI bank off, untick that, go to MIDI bank, and I'm going to go to my actual percussion bank in here, which is actually the last bank. Okay, so that should be 7. So let me show you. H, that's the last bank, which is 7 right there. So I'm going to click through here. Okay, you can hear there's different kicks. I'm just going to go kind of crazy with it. I want to put this one in, step sequencer. All right, and then pull this clip down to just a 2 right there. All right, and say I wanted a snare in there or a clap or something to that effect. What I'll do is I'll come back to my matrix, tap into there. Again, untick these. and bring it up to H. So this is part 3. So it's on H. Come all the way back to here and it should give me some different effects. Got some percussion. There's a snare right there, so let me show you. Select that one. And I'll go ahead and just change this back to 2. You can kind of get the idea that I can go ahead and, use the blofeld. All these sounds are coming from the blofeld and kind of program out a sequence. Say I want to do one more sound, tap into this one. Sorry, on MIDI channel 4, untick the program change, untick MIDI bank. So let me go and pick just something different. Let me go ahead and just pick something different. Put the octave back up. And then pick the part. This is part 4. So I think you get the point. I can keep going and going and going. Okay, and then, this track is that sound. This track is that sound. This track is that sound. So multi-temporality with the Akai Force using the blofeld works out just fine. Now, you can set the different levels in the blofeld. Let me just show you that. So right there, as I was showing you before. If I wanted to mess with the levels, I could do that. Just pick the part. Turns the snare down. Turn it up if I want. Akai Force Multitimbral Blofeld is a great thing. If you want more videos about these two devices and then about the Akai Force and synthesizers, go ahead and click right over here. That's going to take you to the playlist that's going to have the videos that I'm making about, external synthesizers in the Akai Force. This way you can bring these things together. Maybe you have a different one. Like I've already done videos about the digitone in the Akai Force, so those are going to be in there. And, the blofeld and this are going to be in there. And whatever ones I do in the future will be in that playlist. So I hope you enjoyed this. As always, I leave important links in the description. So you could go ahead and check out my Facebook group, or you could check out the different socials I have in the description. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up below. Click or tap the screen right here. That's going to take you over to some more videos about the Akai Force. Click or tap the screen over here if you want to see my latest video. Subscribe by clicking my face right there. Go ahead, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, and you can check out the next videos. My name is Matthew. Continue to create music, and we'll talk soon.